Very quickly, tiny bit about us, won't last a second. We're a social media agency. We specialise in travel and tourism, and we really seek to deliver value from the work that we do for our clients out of social media and really try to deliver an effect and results for our clients. Some of the clients that we work with, some great clients, and that's enough about us, I think. So, to contextualise what I'm going to present, I just wanted to talk momentarily about traveller behaviour and modern traveller behaviour in particular. Our technology is always on. I sat at the back a few minutes ago, and there were lots of screens and lots of people sharing information connected to the cloud at the Barbican, tweeting and so on and so forth. We have great connectivity through devices and through sort of open platforms. This makes a sharing and showing culture for travel, especially, and attractions and tourism, a really strong component of people's day-to-day lives. Showing especially important for travel, as I think we want to show where we are. We want to, as I was walking in here to the Barbican, I took a photo and I shared that on my family WhatsApp group. Fascinating. But this is the culture that we're in now as modern travellers. And we're all creators, so some extraordinary numbers here. The Facebook number is a UK number, 23 million logged in daily. Instagram, 60 million images a day. That's global. And Snapchat, 10 billion video views daily. I mean, that's an absolutely stratospheric number. So we are all there, we're sharing, we're active in social media, and there's stuff that we can learn from that process. So in the process of sharing, we reveal who we are to a degree. We reveal our preferences and our pastimes, passions, moods and emotions. Restaurant reviews, loved my meal, hotel stay, room service was terrible. This is part of us, the process of us revealing ourselves through the activity and through social media in particular. And we engage. I've put with friends mostly. It's actually family mostly. I think that's probably the way it is, but obviously friends too as a network. We share our experiences. Here I am at the ETOA session. It's really, really interesting. Simon Quance from Digital Visitors talking. We share that experience with people around us, and some of us share that activity with brands too. I'm sure anybody here who's shared a picture from this session would probably tagged ETOA on the way through on one of their social profiles. So there's an engagement piece that's going on too. Now, how this all relates to understanding your audiences through social media. Well, all of that information is essentially an open data stream from your device through the connectivity into the internet. It's searchable, it's browsable, it's categorized. We all use hashtags to send information out and share it with with other people and people who are interested in maybe sharing the experience that we have too, and we surf it. And there is a layer that sits behind this. It's not just about us sharing it. It's also about technology capturing it. So there are, and this is big data. This is big data made real. We are all adding to that big data, open stream, comes out of our devices through the activity that we do, revealing our passions and interests and so on and so forth. And the tech sifts it for actionable insights. They will model it different ways, but that's essentially what they're doing. So in terms of understanding the audiences, well, there are different steps that I think help reveal who we are and allow us to be engaged with by businesses to really, really deeply understand this sort of outflow of information and how it's contextualized for your businesses. Monitoring, evaluating, engaging, creating, and advertising. These are all activities that will allow you to understand your audiences better through social media. So first of all, monitoring and evaluation. Well, there's very obvious ones here. Google Analytics is a phenomenal platform for understanding customer behavior and how they interact with you when they get to your website. If you tag your content correctly, you can attribute value now through social media, through social media interactions on Google Analytics, through things like Google 360 Studio. You can actually attribute value to individual social media posts, so Facebook, Facebook posts, tweets, and so on and so forth. You can attribute a value to those further down the line, and really help you understand what's working and what isn't for you. Tracker, Radian6, Brandwatch, these are all platforms that sit on top of this open data stream and allow you to mine it for specific insights, really fascinating insights about people's behaviours, when they're active online, what they think about your business, the emotions that they've had from sharing an experience with your business. Brandwatch enterprise level service, there are plenty more around these, all of whom provide different levels of insight and have different specialisms. But these are all available to us, big businesses, small businesses, everybody in between. Tracker is to begin with, is a free service, and then it's a few dollars a month, and it's a useful stream of information that you can use. And then social networks too. They have phenomenal, sophisticated insight backends that really help you understand and identify who your customers are, what they're interested in, and help you identify issues and opportunities through them. And then a really important step at the end, reporting. This is a key step for you to really understand your audiences. And it's not just about KPIs, although they are extremely important in engaging with people in social media. This is about nuanced data, about behaviours, about patterns and trends that you can see in the information that's there that helps you improve what you do as an organisation, as a business, and really, really understand your customers on a granular level. And then there's an engagement and creation piece. So this isn't just about a passive experience. As a business, it's not just about listening. This is about putting the right content back out into the marketplace, and back out through those social network channels to engage your customers and learn more about them through that interaction. So there's a reactive and proactive engagement piece there. There's the listening piece, and then there's the content piece. Content and campaigns are absolutely critical for helping you understand more about them through the social media platforms. Surveys and data capture, it's a simple step, and Facebook's a tremendous platform for extracting information out of data, and getting really good segmented audiences. So again, there's a really valuable piece there. And then the customer service loop too. If you've got your business connected properly and you're listening to your customers, you've got that customer service loop where you're understanding what they're interested in, what they're not interested in, what they like about your business and what they don't. And that's a really important thing to stay tuned into. I've put influencers down there too. With the right approach, you can also learn from how to interact with influencers and how their audiences react to the promotions that you work with them on. And again, reporting, really, really critical step. Again, KPIs really important, but also looking beyond and looking at the nuanced data and the information that sits behind it will all help you understand more. And then finally, advertising. So advertising, I put Facebook here for the purposes of all of us. I'm sure many of you use Facebook advertising in one way, shape or form. You know, it's a sort of de facto social media advertising is Facebook, and unfortunately I think that's probably the case for now. It is a phenomenal platform for reaching certainly B2C. You have detailed targeting that goes out, demographics, preferences, pastimes, passions, locations. So pastimes and passions, these are the things that we are all here sharing. We're sharing our emotions, we're sharing our experiences. You can target using information around that, and you can target by location too. All of this information helps you understand, put targeted communications out to get really valuable information in. So the results that come in, again, really sophisticated, multi-layered, nuanced. Many of us don't have time to look at them, but I would say the devil's in the detail here, and the more you mine that data stream back in, the more you can really understand your customers. But obviously for many of us that business is about converting and engaging them. And then in terms of other networks, yes, of course, Twitter actually is quite valuable. Click-through rates can be really high, and conversions really high. Costly for sure, but it can be effective for the right campaigns. And again, there's a phenomenal back-end system there that helps you understand more about your customers with the right evaluation. And then LinkedIn and so on and so forth too, all offering more value. And again, the reporting piece that comes at the back of it. So How that all turns into action, well, the understanding piece from my perspective is absolutely led by reporting. It's absolutely led by looking at your KPIs and your metrics to see whether what you're doing is actually having an effect. But as I said, there is a real nuanced data set that sits behind that, that's softer metrics about sentiment, about engagement, that lovely fluffy word, that is actually really valuable, and it is possible to benchmark and show progress against those with your activities, and it's really important to recognize that you can understand a lot about your customers by mining that. Sure, you can profile them, you can segment them. There's plenty of ways that you can do that through the evaluation platforms, Google Analytics especially. It's about putting the right information into Google Analytics with tracking and so on and so forth to get the value out. And you can also then have a really good sense of what customers want. You can create better content for them, and quality is absolutely key here. There's so much noise on the internet from businesses and brands and destinations. Give them something really valuable, really high quality. It's a really key thing, and you can certainly understand their customer needs. Now, we've already mentioned personalization as a key step. That is something that I think customers really need now. I think we all want it. I don't want ads to my phone that don't relate to me or where I am or the experience that I'm having. So it's that attention to detail, that taking that next step and personalizing your communications that's really important. And I think advertising intelligently is a really, really key thing too. The sort of one-size-fits-all mass approach just doesn't work or shouldn't work, and your mindset should be that it's not going to work for your customers too, because there's going to be an expectation and a need from them for you to be much better at doing this. And I think ultimately all of that boils down into sort of insight for conversions. I think that's it. Understanding your customer to help convert them better. Now, the final thing, I hope this video will load. I just wanted to show you a video. What a great chap. This is a guy called Alexander Nix. Now, I'm afraid he's a little bit notorious as he helped Donald Trump win the election in America. Lots of people will say, how did that happen? This is how it happened. This chap, he uses data, huge data sets for the company he works for, Cambridge Analytica, to model psychographics, individuals' profiles, who they are, and so on and so forth, against big data sets. A lot of the big data comes out of social media, and they help to deliver a really phenomenal campaign. The reason I'm showing you this is to show you the sort of, the biggest win possible, win the American election, be kings of the earth. This is possible through understanding your audiences on a really granular level, and social media is a key component of that. So I'll play the video, and then I'll finish up.
In the simplest form, the more you know about someone, the more you can align a campaign with their requirements or their wants and needs. So at a very basic level, we try and take a really very vast quantity of demographic, consumer and lifestyle data, and we blend that with psychographic data, which is a modeling of personality, to start to be able to target and communicate with people about the things that they really, really care about, but more importantly, possibly in a way that resonates with their personalities. So you can take one specific issue and communicate it in multiple ways to different audiences, depending on their personalities, to achieve some sort of engagement on that issue. And I think that is a paradigm shift in the way that communication is delivered today, as opposed to in the last 20 years.
So I'm not here as a cheerleader for this chap. He's a bit of an evil genius, I think, in many ways. Not that evil, I don't think. He's a pretty regular guy. That bit of work that he did for the Trump election campaign cost $5 million. So I don't suppose many of you have that kind of budget available to do a piece of insight on social media. But the point is, there is technology available at all scales that will help you produce really valuable insights about your customers and really understand them more. And I'd also, at the bottom, Alexander Nick's Mad Men to Mathman, I'd advise or recommend all of you, if you've got half an hour spare, go search for that on YouTube. It's a really fascinating video. He did a presentation at a conference in Berlin, and it reveals the sort of backstory behind it. And it's the direction of travel for this business and for how to get value out of social media. And that's me. Thank you very much.